I'm pregnant and it's James's baby, my sister announced at my engagement party. My parents begged M Epsilon Tau Omicron forgive her, she's family. I smiled and left the party quietly. 2 months later, when the DNA test results arrived. Part 1. My name is Olivia Parker. I'm 28 years old, and in that moment, I watched my perfect life fall apart. The fairy lights we had hung earlier now felt like they were mocking me. It's been happening for months, Amanda continued, crying. We never wanted to hurt you, but we're in love. People turned to me, waiting for a big reaction, but I stayed quiet. I had learned long ago that silence could be more powerful than words. Olivia, sweetheart, my mom said, stepping forward. We need to talk about this as a family. Amanda is going through a hard time. Of course she was. Amanda was always the one needing understanding, when she crashed my car, when she maxed out my credit card, when she ruined my graduation dress. And every time, I was expected to forgive her. She's your sister, my dad added, but his concern was for Amanda, not me. She was now crying into James's chest, my fiancé, the man I had trusted. Calmly, I placed my glass on the table. Excuse me, I said, and walked toward the house. Olivia, wait. My mom followed me into the kitchen. You can't just leave. Amanda is pregnant, this changes everything. I looked at her, my voice steady. You're right, it does. She sighed in relief. Then you understand we need to support Amanda. She's fragile. I almost laughed. Even now, it was all about Amanda. I understand, I said, picking up my car keys. Where are you going? She asked in panic. We need to talk. Amanda has you, I replied. She always has. As I walked to my car, James called my name. I didn't turn around. I didn't cry, I didn't give them the satisfaction of seeing me break. Instead, I drove to the one place I knew I could think clearly, my grandmother's cottage by the lake. What no one knew was that I had suspected this for weeks: James's secret texts, his unexplained meetings, Amanda's sudden illnesses, it all made sense. But I hadn't just suspected, I had prepared. 2 weeks ago, I hired a private investigator. 1 week ago, I moved my important belongings into a safety deposit box. 3 days ago, I started removing James from our joint accounts, and yesterday, I convinced him to take a DNA test, pretending it was for insurance. Sitting on my grandmother's porch, I ignored the flood of messages from James, Amanda, and my parents. Instead, I called the one person who had never believed Amanda's lies, my Aunt Sarah. I saw Amanda's little show on Facebook Live, she said. She always loved drama. She says she's pregnant. I told her so, I said. She says on, Sarah replied. But you didn't call me just to cry, did you? No, I said, sitting up straighter. I need your help. Does it involve making Amanda and James regret this? It might. I'm in, she said. What's the plan? For the first time that night, I smiled. First, we wait for the DNA results. Then we show them what real family loyalty looks like. That night, as I lay in bed, my phone finally stopped buzzing. My family probably thought I was somewhere crying, waiting to forgive them. They thought they knew me, the quiet, responsible one who always put family first. But they had forgotten something: I was also my grandmother's granddaughter, and she had taught me that sometimes, the quiet ones are the most dangerous. I opened her old journal, the one where she had written about handling betrayal and getting justice. Sometimes, dear, she had written, the best revenge is letting people think they've won until they realize they've lost everything. I smiled. Amanda had chosen the moment to ruin my life, but I would choose the moment to reveal the truth. The DNA results would arrive in 2 months. Until then, I had work to do. The next 2 months tested my patience. I watched from a distance as Amanda and James played the happy couple, fully supported by my parents. Amanda even moved into my old apartment, the one I had shared with James, while I stayed at my grandmother's cottage, quietly putting my plan into action. They're telling everyone you had a breakdown, Aunt Sarah told me one morning over coffee. Amanda's acting like the caring sister, stepping in to support James while you recover. I calmly stirred my coffee. What else? They're having an engagement party next week. Your mother is calling it a celebration of new beginnings. Aunt Sarah rolled her eyes. Linda's pretending you never existed. That was my mother's specialty, rewriting history. Now she had turned me into the unstable one while Amanda was the responsible sister, creating a happy family. If only they knew what I had found. The private investigator's report had everything: hotel security footage, time-stamped photos, credit card statements. But the most important detail: medical records that would soon change everything. Are you sure about this? Aunt Sarah asked as I looked over the documents. Once you do this, there's no going back. Your relationship with your parents was over the moment they chose Amanda's lies. I know, I said. You never do with her. Then my phone buzzed, a notification from the lab. The DNA results were ready. The timing was perfect. Tonight was Amanda and James's engagement party, hosted by my parents at their country club, the same place where, 3 months ago, James had proposed to me. Ready? Aunt Sarah asked as we parked outside. I smoothed my black dress. Power, not mourning. Absolutely. Even from the entrance, I could hear the party. Amanda's laugh rang out, and my mother's voice proudly introduced her expecting daughter and future son-in-law. Then silence. Olivia, my mother said, forcing a smile. This is a private party. I won't stay long, I said. I just came to share some news. Amanda stepped forward, her hand protectively over her growing belly. Haven't you caused enough drama? We're trying to celebrate. I smiled, remembering my grandmother's advice, let them think they've won. I actually brought a gift. I pulled an envelope from my purse, James's DNA test results. James, who had been standing stiffly since I arrived, went pale. That was for insurance, he stammered. It's private. Oh, but family matters should be discussed openly, I said, using my mother's favorite phrase. Right, Mom? Like, you can click on share more to see if there is a part 2.